But I love education. I think it's the groundwork of our society, young people. And so I'm pleased to welcome our Superintendent of Education to talk to you a little bit about education policy.
I'm Molly Spearman, and I have been honored to serve and be the voice for teachers in this state and for future teachers. And Naomi and Tyler, we're so proud of you that you have answered the call, because being a teacher really is a calling. You're answering that call, and I can't wait for you to finish and get in the classroom and make a great impact, because you'll be changing lives. I've been in office now 3 years, and we have worked very, very hard. And I'm proud of the progress that we're making. A couple of things, and the gentleman who just spoke right before me, I agree with him. Schools need to do more than just teach language arts, math, science. We do need to build character, and we do need to build skills. And for too long, we were measuring schools under No Child Left Behind. We were measuring schools on one test, on one day. And we would report out to you whether they were a good school or not, based on that one test. Now, we need to be accountable, and we have to give tests. But when I went into office, I told you I'm going to look at all the assessments. And if there's some testing that we're doing, because I really felt we were testing too much and teachers didn't have time to teach. So along with Representative Felder, she's on the Oversight Committee, we work very closely on this. We are now, this year, we will be giving 5 less tests to 3rd through 8th graders than we were and on our accountability system now, for the next report card that you'll get as the public to view your schools, it will be showing not just a test score, but it's going to show what are the schools doing to build character. They're going to have to report out to you. What are they doing to build character? What are they doing to build the skills? We're going to measure them on how many students have an industry credential in their hand. Because we know now it's not just about going to a 4-year school. We got to train people for technical skills so they can have those jobs. So we're going to be reporting on for the very first time, and all this, I'm proud to say, has happened over the last 3 years while I've been in office and working with these fine folks in the legislature. Y'all got a great delegation. I appreciate them. They are conservatives. They are honest people who are really down there trying to make the right decision for all kids in South Carolina. I just had an event over in Fort Mill, and that's why I came in a little bit late, but not every place, not every school in South Carolina looks like the schools you have here, the nice buildings, the businesses. Not every place in South Carolina is growing like York County. There are districts, and this is one reason my work is not done. And Sharon Bynum has done a beautiful job representing y'all on the State Board of Education. There's more work that needs to be done, and that's why I'm going to run again. And one of the burdens on my heart is that we are not giving the same quality education to every child in South Carolina. When you get out in the rural areas, get where Swain was born, and in Saluda County, get where the interstate doesn't come through the county. They're an hour away from the interstate. Highway 301, nobody travels that anymore. And you get down in rural South Carolina where there are no businesses. There are no banks. There's not even a grocery store in some little communities that I go and visit. But yet, we want those children to have opportunities too. It's tough. We've got some little tiny school districts. One that I'm working in now that 10 years ago had 1,400 students. They've got 626 students now in the whole district. That's the size of one of your schools, or maybe even the class that's in your class. They have less than 1 month reserved in their fund balance. The children come to school and not a single child scores ready for kindergarten. Here, almost every child scores ready. And they have school boards that are very dysfunctional. We have got to do something. There's one county that has 3 in Barnwell, Bamberg County, for instance. Little tiny Bamberg County, 2 districts, both of them, one 600, one 700, hiring 2 superintendents, 2 instructional directors, two of everything. Those little districts have got to be consolidated. I'm not talking about York and the big areas that are doing well, but I'm talking about those real small rural areas that are losing people. We have got to change the structure of governance there. We cannot improve. And I am bold enough to say that out loud, even in those communities, even at the South Carolina School Board's Commission last weekend, I said that in front of all of them. We've got to make some changes for all those kids. Will it change overnight? No. But they can run a more efficient system and do better with their tax dollars if they are consolidated. So that's just one of the things that I'm going to be working on. The other, school safety, you know, all the tragedies, everything's on the table. I'm reviewing all the policies, the drills, what schools are doing to keep our children safe. Children and teachers don't need to have to worry about that. But our country, I tell you what, it really needs. It needs a good revival and some good prayer. But I'm going to be doing everything I possibly can to review the policies, and if a district is not doing something that they're supposed to do, we will. And I think for these young teachers, I'm going to be fighting for them. We need to pay our teachers competitive salaries. They've got some of the most important work in the world. We used to pride ourselves in saying South Carolina was above the southeastern average. We try to always be a little ahead of North Carolina, a little ahead of Georgia, and we have honestly fallen behind the last few years. The legislature is looking at that. It's tight, money's tight, there are a lot of needs, and they've got a tough job. But I'm trying to work with the legislature so that we can do something for our teachers because they have some of the most important jobs in our state. I appreciate, I'm going to come back again when I can have more time. I know the hour is getting late, but I appreciate your support. I love this job. I ask for your prayers. Any ideas? I'm open. Everybody went to school and most everybody knows how to fix it. So I'm open for ideas. And I'm not going to take questions right now, but I'll be glad. Please send me your suggestions and we'll do everything possible to build an even stronger system to serve the people of South Carolina. Thank you very much.